Reducing clutter. Understanding reduced relative clauses. Hello, language learners. Today, we're going to make your English smoother and more natural with a grammar concept called reduced relative clauses. Don't worry if that term sounds intimidating. By the end of this video, you'll be using reduced relative clauses like a pro. Before we dive into reduced relative clauses, let's quickly refresh our memory about relative clauses. These are types of clauses that provide extra information about a noun. They usually follow the noun they are referring to and are introduced by a relative pronoun like who, which, or that. For instance, in the sentence, "The man who lives next door is a doctor," "who lives next door" is the relative clause, providing more details about the man. Now, let's get to the heart of our discussion: reduced relative clauses. Simply put, these are relative clauses that have been shortened, or reduced, while still retaining their original meaning. We often reduce relative clauses in spoken and written English to make our sentences less formal, more concise, and smoother to say and read. To form a reduced relative clause, we typically remove the relative pronoun and any auxiliary verbs, then use the base form of the verb or its ing or ed form. Let's look at some examples. 1. The people who are working in that office are designers becomes, the people working in that office are designers. 2. The dishes that were left on the table are dirty can be reduced to, the dishes left on the table are dirty. It's important to note that we can only reduce certain types of relative clauses, usually those that contain the verbs to be or active verbs in present or past participle form. While reduced relative clauses can make your English sound more fluid, there are some restrictions. Not all relative clauses can be reduced. For example, if the relative pronoun is the subject of the clause, we cannot reduce it. In the sentence, "The woman who cooks dinner is my mother," we can't remove the who, because it is the subject of cooks. Alright, learners, that wraps up our discussion on reduced relative clauses. I hope this lesson helps you streamline your English sentences while preserving their original meanings. Remember, practice makes perfect. So, don't forget to incorporate reduced relative clauses in your day-to-day English conversation and writing. Until next time, keep exploring and enjoying the world of English.